Hey guys, this video is regarding how to control when validations are actually triggered in the life cycle of a Formik form. So let's take this chat tags into consideration. So I'm automatically focused on this name field, and if I blur out or focus out of that field, this validation is automatically triggered. So what should I do in case I don't want this to happen? To do this, I can just add this prop validate on blur to false. So when I do that, what happens is if I don't make any changes to the form field and I blur out from that field, validations aren't triggered. But there is another case. If I try to type something and I uh, delete it, even then the validation is triggered. So let's say I want validations to be triggered only when I'm pressing the submit button. So to do this, it is a little unintuitive, but you have to disable both these things. Like validate on blur and validate on change should be disabled for that to happen. I'll explain why in a bit. So if I go into this form again, and if I try to type something, if I delete it and if I go back, validations aren't triggered. But when I press the submit button, validations get triggered. So why do we need to pass both these prompts? So if I go into this Formik doc and read about when does validation run, you can see that the validation is triggered in three separate phases. One is when you actually make changes to something in the form field, or if you focus on a form field and focus out, and when you try to submit. So to make sure that it is only run when we try to actually submit the form, we have to disable both these things. So it might feel a little unintuitive because uh, I have seen places where people get confused. They try to type something in, then they blur out, and still the validation gets triggered. That is because that validation is triggered by the validate on change handler. So, the takeaway is, if you want validation to only run when submit button is pressed, pass both these props. That's all. Thank you.